Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of The Buzz. I'm Todd Jaden, fresh off of vacation with Kelly Polk.
Well, listen, this week we want to really talk about some lessons learned. And you know, I talk with new drivers every week at our training academy, and I always end my talk around this story that I experienced when I started driving and my first load I delivered by myself. And I remember the issues that I was dealing with and just the camaraderie and the drivers that kind of rallied around me, Todd, to help me be successful. And, you know, that's kind of been with us all along. And I remind our new drivers around the fact that we are part of a family, and this is our business. And when you think about family, family members don't let family members fail. And so, you know, I think about, you know, the fact that we're in a tough business, but we are loaded with just some quality people. And, you know, it's important that we stick together, work together, be successful together, and enjoy the fruits of all of our labor. So, you know, camaraderie is just a word that kind of came to my mind this week, and I wanted to share that experience with our driver associates and certainly remind them that, you know, we really are, you know, although we have our challenges, we're in a pretty good place. We work for a pretty good organization.
Well, I would tell you, Kelly, I wouldn't have stayed here 28 years, and I know you wouldn't have stayed here 25 if we didn't feel that family orientation.
Yeah.
And speaking of family, a neat story that came across my desk this week, a kind of an email out of the blue came to me from a son of a former driver that drove for Schneider back in the mid-1970s, had about a 5-year career here, and his son was inquiring as to what his tractor number was back when he drove here, because he's gone out and bought an old International and he's restoring it in honor of his father.
Okay.
And I just thought, what a neat story, and what a neat tribute to his father and to our organization that it had that type of impact on that particular family. So I just wanted to share that as well.
Yeah, it fits closely into that idea that we really are a close-knit industry in a lot of ways, and so that's a great story. I'm sorry, what's that, Sherry? You've got something?
Oh, breaking news.
Breaking news? All right. Hey, folks, this just in. I understand that there may be some folks having trouble accessing your harassment training and second quarter sustainment training on your personal PCs. And so if you're having trouble, Sherry just handed us a note. Make sure you go to Crossroads on the community page and click on the link, Playing CBTs on Your PC, and that'll get you some help. If you continue to have some problems, certainly give the help desk a call at extension 592-4277. So, boy,
and CBT is computer-based training.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. So thanks, Sherry. And if you have trouble, get yourself some help. Hey, some other news you could use. You know, we are growing, and new drivers are coming through, and the training academy and our training organization has a need for some training engineers. And so, hey, if you have an interest and want to share your skills and certainly your experiences with new drivers, we're looking for training engineers, and that information is out there on Crossroads.
Very good. And, you know, that training engineer work can be really rewarding. So I would encourage you to, if you have any interest in getting involved, it really is rewarding work. So
yeah.
We appreciate any help that you can provide. Let's talk about our second largest cost in this business, which is fuel.
Yeah. Behind
driver compensation. It's a very labor-intensive industry,
right.
And so driver comp is clearly the number one cost, but not too far behind is fuel. And so we talk regularly about what are the costs associated with fuel, and how do we impact that? We impact that through MPG.
Right.
So let's talk about MPG.
Yeah, boy, it's becoming a hot topic, and you know, I remember the day, and many of you remember when we used to teach progressive shifting and efficient braking and how to bring the tractor and the trailer together to reduce drag. Well, all of those techniques really saved us a lot of fuel through MPG. Well, I think we're going to hear more and more about that as the months come along, and particularly during AA days, there will be some information shared. boy, anything that we could do to just squeeze a few more MPGs out of our equipment, when you think about the size of our fleet, Todd, just saves a lot of money.
While traveling last week, you certainly see it's not just Schneider out there from a competitive standpoint in that area of MPG, but many of the trucking companies with trailer skirting and wheel covers, and I saw a couple of trailers out there with the trailer tail, which is something that's new, and it's all in the spirit of increasing the miles per gallon because fuel is expensive.
Absolutely. Steve Dooley, who spends a lot of time in kind of engineering and thinking about what our equipment looks like, he shared this idea of, boy, how do you get air from being wrapped around the tandem? So moving air away from those places that'll create drag, that's certainly a high priority. The other thing that we wanted to share with you is we got some feedback from, in this case, the Memphis OC saying, hey, you know what, this Buzz is pretty cool. How do we make this available for more drivers, even outside of the Crossroads community? And so what we're going to start doing, Todd, probably starting this week with this segment, is start running the Buzz at our operating centers. What do you think of that?
Hey, a couple of guys with faces for radio, but I suppose if they want us out there in the operating centers, I'm more than happy to contribute to that flow of communication. So I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, so watch that, and thank you to the Memphis folks for teeing that up, and again, give us your feedback on how this is playing out. We'll continue to try to keep things as informative and entertaining to the extent that we can provide that as possible. What else? We have a new topic coming on Crossroads in the discussion board. You're going to start to see some of the other items come to a conclusion. But one of the things Sherry and I were talking about earlier is, hey, what's the most interesting thing you saw this week? The idea is, we know that there is a lot of different experiences happening every week with our driver associates. Now, we're just curious to see what's going on out there. And this is a family program, so keep it within reason. But I thought it was a neat discussion.
Well, good. So I look forward to hearing about the most interesting thing that folks saw this week, and certainly, as always, we are interested in your feedback. So if you have feedback for us in regards to this, the Buzz, in regards to the business, whatever you feel compelled to tell us, we're all ears.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us this week, and Todd, again, welcome back. Stick around for a little bit.
Thank you. Yep, it's good to be back.
We'll see you next week.
All right, take care.
Take care out there.